Afternoon, everybody. How are we going? Back again. Another exciting session. I love these adverts that keep coming up at the beginning of the stream. Like, I think it's eToro or whoever it was. Which stocks are going to be going up in 2022? The ones that go up. Depends how the board members get on and how the market goes, whether COVID affects them. Stupid question. Which stocks are going to go up? Which stocks will be a buy? The ones that go up. The ones that go down won't be. Anyway, on to more normal questions. What happened in the news? So, just had news. ADP just came out. I'll just refresh that because it was refreshed on my other one. It's negative. Quite substantially negative. They were forecasting 185 and it went to minus 310. So quite a big one. Things are starting to move, Darmond says. Darmond. There you go. It's me pronouncing stuff again. Yeah, stuff is starting to move. We've been waiting for the news, basically. It's always the same. When we got a big news event, there's always a wait for the news. Hi, Wessam. Yeah, US dollar. Let's get the Dixie up. That's the S&P. Let's get the Dixie up. Try again. Yeah, nice movement up off the back of the news. Not a massive amount. Hi, Llewellyn. What we got from where we were? 15 pips. So nothing groundbreaking. But yeah, positive US dollar. So that's exactly what I was expecting to happen. Obviously, that's gone up. So indices have gone down. Remember what I was talking about this morning with the correlation between the US dollar and the indices? One goes up, the other goes down, which is quite often the case. So starting to drop there. So this afternoon, I'm bearish on indices, assuming that we're going to get US dollar continuation on the Dixie. So this is only a little blip, obviously. We've had a bullish engulfing on the hourly. That's it. So that's not necessarily saying that this is going to be the point the US dollar is going to power up, but obviously signs are pretty good. So, but market was already sold out. Now US dollar is going up. Yep, exactly. So market's sold. So we're expecting it to pop. So we've been looking at the pullback on the US dollar, waiting for the move on the news. So it's exactly what's playing out, which is good. Hi, Adrian. Evening, Singapore. AC and GU reversing nicely. Yeah. So fairly decent movement across the board. No ADRs yet today, interestingly. Off that news, we didn't get a massive reaction off the news. Was expecting it to be a little bit more reactive than it was, but yeah, nothing groundbreaking yet. But New York's not open yet, so that will start to happen. We'll have a quick look at everything in a minute. So I was just looking at something sent to me. Chris has just sent me something. Hi, Jacob. Right. So pairs wise, let's have a look at where we are. ADRs, obviously, nothing's hit. Let's just have a quick scan down and see if anything's getting close. Nothing. Euro US dollar was getting close. Obviously, that's now playing out. Pound US dollar that's playing out as well. And US dollar yen was, and that's playing out as well. So yeah, all basically almost got to ADR, but didn't. So yeah, no ADR hits. 4 hours, quite a bit. So a fair few nice ones. Hi, Ahmed. So looking at 4 hours, so we just had a reversal alert on M15 on the Aussie dollar CAD. This is one we looked at this morning. I'm already in this one. Short. We were this morning. This bullish candle here was a wick. We had a nice triple top going in there. They came up and did a liquidity run. What can anybody remember what I said this morning on this pair? Anybody that was here? Don't go and replay what I said this morning. Dixie responded to demand zone created off of the end of November 21. Created some great shorting opportunities. Yes. So basically, to cut a long story short, someone's going to say, just as I draw a line in, someone's going to say it. What did I say this morning they would do this morning? I said, we've just come up and taken this liquidity. So everybody that's gone short in here and short in here has now been taken out. But it doesn't make sense to do that. It makes much more sense to come and take the liquidity of everybody that entered the first short drop. What did they do? Bang. To the pip. Took out everybody's liquidity and they're running. So if you got into this one this morning, I said, get in here, take a second position up there. Textbook. It's nice when a plan comes together, isn't it? So yeah, that's played out exactly perfect liquidity run, Aussie CAD. I should probably have a lost day Sunday, Chris. Yeah, Chris just sent me his P&L, bragging. It's always nice to brag. I like a good brag every now and again myself. But yeah, he's doing really well on his... you're doing a demo evaluation, aren't you, at the moment? So just doing it the right way, I have to say, yeah. If you're going to do an evaluation with a prop firm, do an evaluation on demo, pass it on demo, and then spend the money on the prop firm. Make sure you can do it first before you spend the money doing it, if that makes sense. Adrian just said liquidity grab, yeah, perfect. So that's exactly what happened. So Aussie dollar CAD, that's playing out very nicely. We were very well extended on the 4 hour. We've just done a stop, hunt and drop. That's going to pull back now. So on M15, we should be looking for the retest. It's actually retested already. It almost retested straight away. So look for pullbacks, shorts if you want to get into additionals on it. Euro CAD. So this is still extended, Euro CAD. We haven't got anywhere yet on this one, but it's the Euro. So CAD news, we have got CAD news this evening with Macklem speaking. May or may not do something. We had GDP obviously yesterday, which was pretty much as expected, ever so slightly higher than expected, but pretty much bang on. So we've got OPEC. Is OPEC tomorrow or is that? It's today, isn't it? Yeah, sorry, OPEC's today all day. So CAD could have some impact today if anything gets said in OPEC oil-wise. But apart from that, we've not got any more CAD news until Friday when the unemployment figures come out along with non-farm payroll. So Euro is a short, but again, there is no other levels here really. So we are either going to just drop from here or they're going to try and get up to this level. But I would suspect being the Euro, any kind of CAD powering up is just going to drop this because the Euro's got no legs to stand on at the moment. There's a beautiful shooting star going in. You've just had you haven't had a reversal on M5 or M15 because of this push today. So just about to get a reversal alert on this. Beautiful stop hunt of yesterday's high. We've hit nice levels of liquidity. So yeah, could well be it. But I would favour another 50 pips up, another half an ADR push today. If we can get a half ADR push to the upside on this one today, that would be really nice for shorts. Obviously, it's just got extended. So above the 70, that is. So coming out nicely now after that hammer has gone in. Oh, sorry, shooting star. Euro US dollar in this one already. I got into this one yesterday or the day before. I can't remember. It's on my other account. But I got in here. Second position. Just I think I've probably just taken. Let me have a look at the EA. Where's my VPS? See if I've got in another one on this yet. No, I'm still in one position on it. Whoops. Whoa, what have I just done? So still got the one on it at the minute. It didn't get far enough. It hasn't pushed far enough basically for me to take a second entry. Pound US dollar I've got in as well. So yeah, it's not gone far enough from my initial entry. Euro US dollar was 112.655. Was up in here. So that's only 44 pips. And it's 69 between entries on that. So yeah, it was too close for me to get into a second position. But yeah, if you want to take that one as a first one, brilliant. Very, very, very nice extended. Hardly any profit taking moves whatsoever on this. We've had a tiny little pullback there. That was an accumulation. It was an inside bar. So we've had that one little pullback there. We had an inside bar there. And apart from that, it's been up, literally up all week. So yeah, really, really nice extension on that one. I think the Euro US dollar is the one that's also hit its weekly range. Yeah, Euro US dollar is at 125 weekly range, as is US dollar Swiss. So it's a lovely looking short that. Probably extended on the hourly as well, I'd imagine. Yeah, we're above 75 on the hourly on that as well. So really good opportunity for shorts on Euro US dollar. Pound CAD, same thing. We just put in a lovely doji liquidity run there. So yeah, or small bodied candle, spinning top, whatever you want to call it. I call everything that's got a big wick to the top, wick to the bottom a doji. Basically, it's an indecision bar, how big it is. And if you want to measure the exact top and the bottom, whether it's a flat line, whether it's got a spinning top in the middle, whether it's up there or whether it's down there, basically it's an indecision bar. They weren't sure where they wanted to go, so they stuck around the middle. So yeah, good, nice liquidity run up there. If we get a nice big bear candle down and we get a bearish engulfing, or basically we close below this wick, that's a lovely looking short, which will obviously give you a further breakdown. Probably give you an hourly, be an hourly reversal alert. So you just had one on M15. So that one's looking good for shorts. Not particularly convincing on the way down, but nice reversal alert up there. And pound US dollar. This is pretty much the same as the Euro US dollar. Again, we've had no real movement down on this. We had a couple of wicks down just as we started that break. And then we went into an accumulation. Since that accumulation on Monday, it's been straight up all the way. No moves down whatsoever. So lovely little rejection off of resistance. So yeah, we'll see if that can be the down move as well, but looking good. So we're looking for US dollar strength this afternoon to continue off the back of the news, so they can just start unwinding some of these positions and start getting some profit on them. US dollar Swiss extended to the downside, obviously. Hammer, looking good. At the moment, want to see some strength coming through though, so we'll see what happens in the New York Open. We've got 15 minutes. So yeah, lots of opportunities everywhere. This is obviously around about the 24.72 area as well, so lovely to support. And again, same thing on this one, big move down, not one little profit take move on the way up. So if you want to know where we're going on any of these, stick a fib on every single one of these US dollar pairs. Worst case scenario, probably average. Best case scenario, expected move for me anyway. But worst case scenario, if for any reason this US dollar is going to weaken, we should be at least getting that out of it. So, right. So that's the 4 hours done. Hourlies. US dollar Swiss obviously is extended, embedded as well. We just had a lovely bullish engulfing on that one. So starting to move up. M5, you've had the reversal alert. So the entry was there on this one. We're trading H1 M5 now because we're looking at the hourly RSIs. So you would have had only about 12, 13 pips out of that. Came straight into this big sell zone here and rejected. Now we're pulling back. So look for a continuation move up on that one. US dollar yen, again, same thing. Almost hit ADR, really nicely extended, looking for the pullback now. Obviously, pullbacks have been very, very light and shallow so far. Nice accumulation there and another drop. So this is the first bullish move we've had. If you look at all of these other pullbacks, we had little bit of a 3-bar reversal, which petered out. We had a tiny bullish engulfing there. Inside bar, just about managed to break it. This is the first convincing bullish engulfing. We've engulfed 2 entire hours worth of price movement in an hour. So that's the first proper bull sign that things are starting to move. Reversal alert on M15, just got it. M5 got it earlier this morning, obviously when we had the news, 115. So that one's looking good. Pound US dollar, again, was massively extended on the hourly, moving down to M5. You had the reversal alert this morning on the news, or this afternoon, early afternoon. We've had 20 odd pips out of that, so we're a quarter of an ADR down on it at the moment. Same with the euro US dollar. Big hourly bearish engulfing, nicely embedded up there. We were all embedded yesterday on that little push. We didn't manage to get really any downward momentum whatsoever yesterday. So again, today looking for pullback at least into there, if not getting a reversal alert on the hourly and all the way down. So I'd like to see a really nice strong US dollar push today and get an A-shaped recovery on these. 3 or 4 hours down, which would indicate, obviously, hopefully, indices down as well. And Aussie US is the other one. Obviously, all US based because that's what we are seeing movement on. Hourly embedded, been embedded all day on this one. Nice divergence. Lovely selling pressure. Starting to come down. So again, sky's the limit on this one. Climbing up the elevator shaft, climbing up the stairs, falling down the elevator shaft. So we'll see what we get this afternoon. But all set up really, really nicely on the hourlies as well. Just a shame we didn't get any ADR hits today. They would have been beautiful entries, but we'll see. The US dollar really didn't get as much of a kick as I would like off of that news. I'd like to have seen it do more than it's done, more aggressively, but it isn't non-farm. This is just the unemployment figures. So non-farm is where we tend to get the big movement. And also, don't forget, the market will also be a little bit cautious today because tomorrow we've got the pound and the euro, second, third biggest currencies, announcing their bank rates. So there's going to be today, obviously, a lot of positioning ahead, getting ready for those moves, starting at 12 o'clock tomorrow. So we've got from 12 o'clock pretty much until 2 o'clock, until just before the New York Open. We've got solid news and press conferences regarding the euro and the pound. So there's also going to be a little bit of caution in the market where they're not going to start dumping loads of money into new long-term positions based off of news when you've got things like that coming up the next day, followed by non-farm. So non-farm is mainly used to start the moves, but these will be fundamental shifts. So they want to see if there's any fundamental shift in bank rates before they will then start those moves on Friday. So we have to be a little bit cautious. We're going to see some volatility, but whether or not it actually goes anywhere, it might be that sort of volatility, but whether it actually moves may not be happening until after tomorrow. So tomorrow, New York session. But we will see. So all good. Anybody got any other pairs they want to look at specifically? Anything anybody's in? Anybody in any deep drawdown in anything that they want to have a look at? Anything else in general? I think it's time for me to go live. I'm convinced. Harry. Go for it, Harry. Start small. Start with small. Get the confidence that what you're doing works, then scale up. Even if you've got 10 grand to trade with, still trade with the lot sizing as if you've only got a couple of grand. Keep it small. Get used to it. Right. So, got 10 minutes to the open. Oh. CJ. You mean Kajian, yeah? not Swiss yen. Right. And pound Swiss. Okay, CAD yen. CAD yen's flat. So there's nothing. Trevor's just waiting on the US dollar strength. There's nothing happening on this at all. We're in an accumulation at the moment. Contracting. So potentially might break to the upside, but in my experience, any kind of pattern like this can break either way. So I trade also symmetrical triangles. If you don't, I have done. Symmetrical triangle patterns basically tend to be either bullish or bearish, dependent on what the previous move was. So this would be a bearish symmetrical triangle. This isn't actually a symmetrical triangle. It's not far off, but it's close. So whether you want to call this a descending wedge or a symmetrical triangle would depend on where you draw from, basically. But for me, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is kind of a symmetrical triangle. Typically, you would look for this to break to the downside. But we're being very supportive off of the 24 moving average. So they are supporting and holding price up at the moment. We are waiting on the yens to decide on whether they're going to strengthen or weaken. At the moment, the yen is a little bit like the euro in the fact that whatever else is happening in the market tends to be moving this. So we're not getting massive movements off of yen pairs. So it's difficult to call direction on it. But it should be impacted by oil, yes, because it's CAD. So CAD is impacted by oil. Whether or not anything comes out of OPEC today, don't know. We've got crude inventories at 3:30 this afternoon, which could well move it. It was, I think, if I believe, crude was negative for the CAD last time, wasn't it? Yeah. So yeah, we may well have downside movement on the CAD this afternoon, but you can see there isn't any news that's really moving it at the minute. So this was where was last Wednesday? Let's go down to the hourly so I can see where we are. Last Wednesday, there. So this was the last oil news here. So that was the last movement off of CAD off of oil. So if we're going to get a negative barrel figures again, then probably down. But we're right at the bottom of a range, which is where you want to be buying it from. But, for me, there's nothing. It's flatlined. At the moment, I would be more inclined to long it based on the fact that we're at the bottom of a range. But ranges eventually fail and become breakouts. Yeah, so, I just can't really... This could go either way. Flip a coin on it, really. So, yeah, tricky one. Pound Swiss... again, flatlined. So pound Swiss, we've been stuck. Let me scroll out on the pound Swiss because this is the one that's been in this big undulating range. Oh, is it? No, maybe it's not. Well, yeah, it is. Again, we're contracting. We're flatlined. We're not going anywhere. So guess is as good as mine. Technically, pound... fundamentally, pound is a long on the COT report. We've had a decent move up on the pound. We're just doing a little bit of a pullback at the moment. So potentially, I think probably more long than short. I mean, you can see we are trending up, but we've just put in a lower high potentially. So again, it's a really difficult one. There's no directional bias whatsoever on it. So sideways, flip a coin, long or short. There's targets to the upside. There's targets to the downside. Really difficult one to call. Again. So yeah, I don't know. On the hourly, we haven't really had any extensions either, have we? Yeah, last one was up there. Last signal was up there on the hourly, which you would have taken an M5 entry in there and played that. But it's nothing. There's nothing exciting, is there, really, on that one? Which is why I haven't talked about it, because there's nothing happening on it. S&P. So let's have a quick look at the indices before we flick over. I'm going to do a bit of futures again today because I want to get my futures account back up, because I had a loss on futures yesterday. I don't like having losses, so I'm going to try and get revenge today on the Nasdaq. S&P. So we're exactly where I want to short it. I'm going to wait for today. Remember I said I'm willing to take a 5k punt on this short because it's a really good, I think, risk reward. So I'm not sure what's happening yet with this level, but the 24.72, if this is going to be the crash that people are expecting, this is where we're going to go from, I think. So I'm looking to see what happens with rejection on this today. So I'm going to try and short this out the gate today. We've got earnings today as well. So basically today we're going to be trading, when the market opens, we're going to be trading AMD, Google, GM, PayPal and Starbucks, because these were all released after market. So when the market opens today, there's going to be a lot of share dealing in those guys. We've got Facebook today, Qualcomm and Spotify, again after market. So that's going to transfer into that. If Facebook comes out with negative earnings, or if Facebook rather comes out with positive earnings and we still get a down day tomorrow on the NAS, same with Spotify, then that would kind of confirm to me that this market is just not happy. Because if someone comes out with positive earnings and the stock market comes down of that size and magnitude, you know there's something wrong. So we will see, won't we? But this is where I'm looking to short it from. This is kind of my little sweet spot. 24.72 within a 50 to 61 retracement of that initial dump. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen here, isn't it? So I think that's it. On the S&P, what's the 24 and 72? These are the moving averages. So this is the 24 daily moving average and the 72 daily moving average. These are what I call the institutional moving averages. 72 days is a quarter, 24 days is a month. So these are the monthly and quarterly moving averages for the daily chart. Haley just wanted to say thanks for all your strategies in EA, etc. I found your mean reversion the game changer for my trading. Good. Finally more consistent and making a little money. A little money turns into a lot of money after a while. When you get confidence, you get you tend to trade bigger, obviously, when you get more confidence. Right, so let's jump in. Let me just minimize the VPS. Right, so I'm going to do a bit of futures today. I'm looking out the gate for an open down. So I'm going to be taking an aggressive short today. So where are we? 150, whoops, 151.45. There, aren't we? That's right. So I'm going to stick a sell stop in, and I'm just going to, as soon as the sell stop goes in, if we get it reached, I'm going to go, I'm just going to put a stop at the top on the open. Just want to try and catch this move if it's going to happen today, because I got a feeling today we might just come out the gates. We may well just obviously fly up, but you never know. But yesterday we dumped off for the first 15 minutes. We just completely dumped, and today so far we're up on the day. So if we are going to have that down day, because we've had 3 solid days up now, we're due a pullback, aren't we? So I'm hoping today is going to be the pullback day. So market's open. Well, that's a really slow open. Look at that. Is the market open? Has anybody rung the bell yet? Jesus. What is going on? That's the slowest open I've ever seen in my life. Okay, stopping above. Look at that. It's like someone's put the brakes on. Wow. Wake up. I've never seen it move that slow before, have you? I thought you were talking about the fibs. Oh, right. Oh, okay. Yeah. 72. The 24 and the 72 is the moving averages. No, normal fib levels. Fib levels are fib levels. People muck about the fibs. They change the 61.8 to something else. They put a new one in there. That's not what a fib is. A fib is a mathematical set series of numbers. If you change them, it's not a fib anymore. Fib is a fib. I just use some of them, that's all. Hi, Gary. Yes, the market is open. Yeah, it is open, but blimey. Just about, eh? Adding one more. Ooh. God, this is... I haven't seen... I had to look at my chart then to see if I was on the right time frame. Am I on M5? Because this is ridiculous. I haven't looked at levels yet. Let's have a quick look at levels. Support is at 149.60 roughly. Somewhere around there is a support. 146.36 is the next wick down, which is in this big propulsion gap there. So, yeah, so far so good. S&P, similar, obviously, will be similar. So we've got this gap here, propulsion gap out of this accumulation, which is our first stumbling block to the downside, assuming that we break the lows of London. So we've got, what, 45.15 on the S&P, which is quite a way away, isn't it? It's a long way away. Yes, 45.15. So these are the levels from yesterday, because we obviously had an update yesterday, didn't we? So same levels as yesterday. Is your screen up? Looks greyed out on my end. Yeah, my screen is up. I'm watching the stream on YouTube and I'm up. I'm delayed by about a minute and a half, but I am up. You're calling. I'm not phoning. I'm not phoning anybody. Sorry, I'm being pedantic. Are you talking about calls and puts, Wessam? This isn't options. It's different. This is futures. Right, I think it's your end if you can see the screen grayed out. It's not me. It's you, it's not me. Okay. S&P's rejecting down there. So looking for what should we call it? That level there. So looking for support, resistance somewhere around this level on the pullback. So depending on what happens with this candle, we're going to put in an opening range. Propulsion gap here. So that's the first 5 minutes in. So that's 15-minute opening range high at the moment. We've got 15-minute opening range low on the S&P. So we've got divergence on the S&P. Not divergence, sorry. We've got more bullish price action basically on the S&P than we have on the NAS. Obviously, NAS is going to be a little bit different potentially today because obviously a lot of tech stocks released yesterday. So we may get more movement on the NAS than the S&P. So hopefully the NAS will lead the S&P today because there'll be more interest in tech stocks. Right, well, this is not going out the gate as I was expecting. I've never seen such a slow open. We had this on the DAX last week, whereas the DAX opened and I had to open another MT4 just to check that it wasn't my MT4. It didn't move, basically, for like 15 minutes. But this is obviously completely counter to what we had yesterday. Totally short. Slow, isn't it? Slug of an open. Okay, so we're just testing this wick. See if we get break above there. So that propulsion gap is filled. So see if the sellers step back in now after that pullback. S&P coming out of this area. Buyers stepping in. Okay, just retesting the opening range high on the DAX. DAX on the NASDAQ. Just approaching my stop out level on that. S&P coming into potential short area. Okay, shorting one more. Just going to up my stop to cover that. It's taken one more up high there just to bring my average up a little bit. Seeing some selling pressure coming in on the S&P. And obviously haven't managed to break the highs on the NASDAQ. So let's see if that level holds. So that's our 15-minute opening range. Let's see if we can trade back down out of it now. decide if we're going to go up or down today. What's everybody's thoughts? Where do we think we're going today? Up or down on the indices? We're going to continue to rally, or we're going to dump? Who's flipping a coin? It's a very tricky spot at the moment. Very tricky spot. Very. Where we are, we're in a, like on daily, we're in a, we're tapping straight into resistance. We hit it yesterday to the pip and bounced off. Today we've pushed up and we are starting to look like we might weaken. 3 up days. Just it's all looking like if it is going to happen, this is it. But feels like a down day. It feels like a down day, but it's felt very alien for the last week, really. It feels like it should be a down day. You know, you have to speculate sometimes, take a punt. The moment it feels very much like it should be, but the market surprises you regularly. Okay, so I'm 3 short. We've got 4 minutes to the opening range. Opening 15-minute range is in. If we can get a bearish engulfing back on this one, looking good for a down day. Well, looking good for a start of the down day. Whether or not we get it is another thing. I exited my remaining positions for a small loss. Was feeling a little exposed on the S&P, on the indices. Yeah, so because you were long on it still, weren't you? Yeah, that's good. I think you're spot on if you're exiting now. Taking one more short. Yeah, I think you're spot on getting out here because if it is going to be the drop, this is where I think we're going from. So. I think you're in the right spot. Take a small loss here and flip it. We're just about to break down new lows. S&P breaking new lows. Still got 2 minutes left on these candles though. We haven't actually put in an opening range break yet. S&P still pushing down. Nasdaq's pushing down. Okay, so we're at double bottom territory in this accumulation on the S&P. So there's a big volume cluster there, which we respected last time. So this is a critical spot to break. We need to crack that, break down below it, and ideally break these lows here. So the key level at the moment really for me is going to be, for the S&P, is going to be 45.46. Just keep that in view. Okay, 1 minute left. S&P's just broken back up inside 15-minute range. I'm closing one. Just in case. So that is now the 15-minute opening range. Okay, see if we can push down. Candles in. So looking for a 1 or 2 bar pullback here. Next down move, I'll enter another position. Assuming we've got the direction right, which obviously nothing is guaranteed at the moment. S&P is still pushing back off this zone. Adding one more. So basically, 1500 level is critical on the NAS. 45.46, 45.47 is S&P. If we can crack those levels, we should be good for a down day. Tough going getting down there. It's weird, isn't it? The market's gone from like feeling as if it's ever so hard to go up for ages and ages and ages, and then we've had 3 days where it's just gone bleh and just gone up, and it feels again today like it's really hard again to go down now. It's like what we're expecting to happen seems to be so resistive at the moment, whereas usually in the past it's been like, yeah, we've had like 5 up days on the trot, 6 up days on the trot. Would you a down day? 7 up days on the trot, 8 up days on the trot. Would you? Ever since just before Christmas, everything just changed. Something changed in the market, and it just all became very hard to actually get direction. Feels like that again today. We were expecting a down day, and look how difficult it is just to get a 5-minute candle, and how slow this open has been today. It just feels unnatural for this market, but it's weird. I kind of like it slow and orderly on the NAS though. It's quite nice to actually see it plodding along for a bit, doing what it's told. So S&P's coming down, approaching these lows. Trying to. Oh, we just can't get out of this 15-minute range yet. There we go. Adrian, just see what you put in Telegram. Somebody said, where's AC and GU moving to? The moon? Moving nicely to fill my pocket. I like it. Okay, S&P now challenging this accumulation low here. Literally, look out below. When do we break this? There's not really anywhere to stop. Proper elevator shaft here. Taking one more off. Just hitting potential buy area. See how we react at the 15-minute. And getting again up there. S&P is obviously hitting some buy pockets as well. So, but after that, obviously this level has now held at the moment. So we haven't cracked this convincingly. Be a bit cautious. Just going to cover 100% cover the position, just in case we get some stupid spike. In fact, I might take one more. We look like we're ticking up. I'll take one more off. Still 3 short. Back in the 15-minute range now. Scaling out. Flat. Whoops. Gone long one by accident. Sorry, I've gone long one accidentally there. Closing. Too many trades. I'm just going to protect that. I don't want to lose that at the minute. Wait for it to start to tick back down again. So if we're going to have a trend day, what I'm looking for on a trend day obviously are levels of potential support resistance on Renko, and I'm looking for 1 bar and 2 bar pullbacks typically, like that. 1 bar pullbacks, 3 bar pullbacks, 4 bar pullbacks is kind of the limit. But as soon as we start to tick back down again, I'll get back in. Assuming we do, obviously we're breaking straight back up in the 15-minute opening range. So I want to see an opening range breakout back down below the lows, 15-minute opening range before I go short again. A lot of people will go short up here as well. That's kind of a more aggressive play, but this level here, where that wick is, got this propulsion gap here, obviously where we traded down, slammed through it, couldn't get back higher than there. So this is an area of selling pressure. So if we get up to that wick, that's a really good aggressive entry short up there. That's probably where we would go to the max if we're going to pull back out of it. But obviously sellers look like they're stepping in here anyway. We need to break the high of that candle. But we'll see what happens in the next 5 minutes. Sit on the hands for a little bit. S&P is rejecting at the moment. Dow's coming down as well. US dollar index is pushing, so I'm going to go one more short. I'm going to take one there. It's a little bit of an early preemptive trade based off of the other instruments. So S&P is dropping, the Dow is dropping, the US dollar is popping. I would expect this to follow suit. So I'm just going to take one there. I'll keep an eye on this level though, and get out if we see any signs of buying pressure coming through. I want to see this tick straight back down. If it doesn't tick straight back down, I'm going to exit. No, out. Ticked up. Not ready. So watching this level here. Going short one. S&P's coming down nicely. Coming back down to that level. Short one more. S&P coming down, challenging new lows in the New York session. Just taking those out. US dollar still pushing. Rejecting off those lows again, look. Jesus. Okay, closing that. Does not want to break, does it? Struggling. They're all struggling today. We are holding that level though. Maybe I'll take one now. No, I don't like this. Don't look good. S&P should close up today. Why'd you say that? What makes you think it's going to close up? Okay, so just tapping into this potential resistance on the 5 minute. And S&P is doing the same. As is the Dow. And the US dollar should be dropping. No, US dollar is still pushing, so that's the S&P. US dollar's dropping, yeah. I say that was weird. So just having a little pullback on the US dollar at the minute. See how far we get. So potential support resistance is up here now. Around the 156. 151.65. We'll touch 45.43 down, then up. Why? Let's have a look at how the while we're waiting for this to decide where it wants to go from its range. Let's have a quick look at where we are with everything else. OddCAD's just retested again. Looks like it's starting to come down. Euro US dollar still coming down nice. Pound US dollar still coming down nice. Aussie dollar CAD is also that's liquidity run. So just putting back at the moment. Westham, you can't give us your assessment without telling us why that is your assessment. Why is it going to touch 45.43 down and then pop up from 45.43? There's absolutely no relevance to 45.43 that I can see. $45.41.25 is a wick. There's nothing that level. I don't believe you. If it happens, I want your crystal ball. Otherwise, Murray math. Oh, here we go. I don't trust Murray mints. Okay, we're stalling out back up in the 15-minute range. I'm going to go short one preemptively and see if we are going to get the market structure holding. So we've got the high, low. I'm looking for that to be the lower high. Willing to take a little aggressive position on that. So just looking for a tick down basically just to confirm. And then we need to break that wick and just see, then we can get a bearish engulfing in. But I want to try and get in as early as I can if we are going to get the down move today. But S&P is trying to push up again as well. Okay, so Nasdaq is 0.8% away from going green to red. Again, so we've gone green to red. Now we've gone red to green. Now we are trying to go red to green to red again. Just like sludging, treading through sludge at the minute. Just get ready to exit this one. I'm not actually going anywhere, but it still looks bearish on the S&P, but the Nas is a little bit out of sync at the minute. Got 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes left on this candle. Anything can happen. Closing. Nope. Oh, don't do this rotational rubbish again today. The days of it last week. Just going to speed my Renko up a little bit. It feels really heavy. I just want to get a little bit of a better faster, better indication of what's going on. Luke, I reckon if the Nas breaks 15,200, could be briefly advance higher. Yeah. If we break 15,180, I reckon we're going higher. Not sure we're going to stay higher, but so we're just basically entering now the accumulation before the open. So this is obviously the open. So this area here is basically where we started the down move from. So if we start to see bearish price action coming in, that's why I wanted to get a little bit tighter on the Renko, just to see when the bears are starting to step in, because this is a high probability reversal point here if we are going to continue the move down, obviously, today. Dollar still pushing. A nice pullback into New York. Still rallying hard. Euro US dollar. All of our US dollar trades will be coming down nicely. Pound. Very nice textbook reversal retest. Okay, short one. So we've got this level here. We've just basically had a high, a low, a lower high, and we just made a lower low than that level. So potential structure shift. This is obviously on the 25 Renko, so this is a faster time frame, much more aggressive entry. But we're ticking down nicely at the moment. Adding a second, switch back up to 50. Two minutes left on this candle. Want to see this close below this low and ideally close below the high of this wick here. So we've had this big 20-minute move up. I want to see it crack that, close below. Adding one more. Start the bear move. Fingers crossed. About time we had a move that actually went in the right direction. And then we'll see if it gets down to West Ham's 45.43. Going to mark that on the chart. You can be red. That's what we've got to call the West Ham level. I hope we get there. I really do. Just going to wait for the S&P to break back down below the 15-minute opening range. I want to see it try and crack the 45.50 again. If we can break for 45.50, I'll add another one on the NAS. Also potential structure shift to the highs as well. Did you hear that? It's my dog howling. Okay, getting a little stuck in this area here. Let's get ready to dump some of these. There's a good good example of the push-up two brick pullback there. There's a good example of the one brick pullback. There's add spots. Selling one more. Oh, bit early actually. A little bit early on that one, but yeah, we're broken now. We've still got 3 minutes left on this candle though. I'm a little bit early getting in there. Guess your dog is happy with the market. Yeah. No, the wife's just come home. That's why the dog's talking. Probably wants a walk. We've got the most walked dog in the world. It gets like 3 nice long walks a day. But every time you look at her, literally, you're anywhere near a lead, she just stares at the lead hanging on the wall. As if she's completely forgotten that she had a walk 10 minutes ago. I think most dogs are like that, aren't they? There will be a bounce around that level. Okay, I'm hoping so, because if you get down there, it means I've made about $1,000. So I hope you're right, Wes Sam. I really do. It would be very nice. Let's all go for this level. Let's all, like, psychically, everybody concentrate hard on 45, 43. Just think that number in your brain. I'm going to be like Uri Geller now. You won't remember. If you're under the age of like 45, you won't even know what I'm talking about. But if you are over the age of 45 or so, you'll know who Uri Geller is. Just think 45, 43 in your brain. If we all do it at the same time, it will happen. Power of positive thought. You can also bend spoons. Look him up if you don't know who he is. A little bit of a sign of rejection at the moment, but still got a minute left on the candle. If we stick a doji in, I'm happy. But I might scale out of one just in case. We have just ticked up on Renko, so no, out. Just scaled out 3. That was too fast. Damn it. There is no spoon. We're not doing the Matrix. There is no spoon. Okay, so we've got a 2-bar pullback. So let's see if this 2-bar pullback leads to the new leg. Friends of Michael Jackson. Yeah, Bozo, you're right. He was friends with Michael Jackson. A lot of people think Uri Geller was just a confidence trickster, but I'm not into psychic stuff, so I wouldn't have a clue. But certain people are more easily led than others, I guess. Okay, adding one more back in. Come on, market, move. It's just sitting there. Need some follow through, don't we? S&P's dropping down. We've ticked one down on the Renko, so we're starting. I'm going to assume when the S&P now gets below that 45.50 level, it's going to go for it this time because it's trying really hard but not managing to get that hold below. So I'll scale in again when we get down below that level. It's been very, very cautious today. I've been chopped around for the last 2 days. Made 450 the day before, lost 750 yesterday. So I'm basically back to break even for the week at the minute. for the last 3 days, rather. So I need to be a little cautious, which is why I'm getting out pretty quick. I don't mind taking a little bit of a loss, but I don't want to scale in too fast unnecessarily at the moment because it's very wicky, this market at the minute. And slow today. Very slow for the NAS. Almost makes me want to trade full-size contracts today. Slow enough that you could literally probably make 2 or 3 grand if we get a move, but we've got don't want to move, does it, at the moment? We're just literally accumulating again. Okay, so that 2-bar pullback has held. We need confirmation with another break, another brick to the downside. And then we'll be looking to target back down 15.25. US dollar is still pushing. Hasn't managed to make new highs in the last 10 minutes though. There we go. Brick down. Selling one more. Right. S&P. Hold that level. Pop down there. Stop mucking about. Oh my God. Oh, this is painful. Exiting one. Adding back in. I think I'm just going to have to get in and out and just like scalp $10, $15 at a time. It's just not moving anywhere. Okay, 1 minute to go. S&P's dropping. Adding one more. Okay, 4 short now. Candles closed below the 15-minute open. So from here, we are either going down or we're just going to put new market structure in for a push. Critical point. Just can't break it. Two-bar pullback. And one more short. Approaching the magic number. Haven't quite got there yet. Okay, new low of the day put in on the S&P. NAS hasn't quite got there yet. I'm 5 short at the minute, so I'm just going to get ready to get out of one as we're coming. We've got another 3 minutes left on this candle, but we're struggling at the low of the day. Exiting 2. 1 minute left on the candle. So we've got a new low put in. Pulling back on the Dixie. Still no ADRs. So we're closing with a doji on the NAS. S&P's closed lower still. Just about to exit one then, too late. Right, exiting 2, I'm out. I'm staying 1 short down there. Let that one ride a little bit, but this is not good. So choppy at the minute. So choppy. What happened to our nice dumps we used to get? Okay, selling one more. May regret that one. I'm just assuming this is the pullback. Double top. S&P's looking heavy. if I can get into positive territory again, I'm just going to add one more. I think I'm going to limit myself to 3 contracts today. This is too choppy. If we get into 4 and we have a big spike against, it's a bit, take a bit too much loss on 4 contracts. It just adds that little, it's 25% more loss basically on a move against. Obviously it's 25% more win, but I'm more interested in keeping the downside capped today because this is just as wicked as it was yesterday. And we all know what happened yesterday. Went a bit Pete Tong. Wait for one more brick down, basically, to get another position on. There we go. One more short. Westham, you can't change your forecast now. Maybe also down to 45.30, then 45.27. Hang on, we're at 45.43. You can't change your mind. We haven't bounced off of this level yet. We haven't even hit this level yet. You can't change your mind. It's like saying, I'm going to go long when it hits the lows. Oh no, it's gone down. I'm going to go long down here. You can't do that. If Murray math works, we will hit that level and we will reverse from it. Oh, we crashed it. It's holding though. It's holding. Okay, there's your next one, 45.30. Again, I'm going to have to colour it in a different colour. It's not my line. One more short. I know I said I was only going to go 3 contracts, but we are making new lows and I'm hoping to get the pop. If we get the pop, we could get the run. If we get the run, I need to maximise on it today. We're not getting the pop, we're getting the rejection. Okay, looking for a couple bar pullback up to 40, 50, and hold. I'm just holding my cursor here just to make sure that it can't go above that line. Because if I hold my cursor there, it'll definitely bounce off of it. S&P is pushing a little bit. Exiting 2. So got new lows again. God. Give it to the recent highs. 15.078.50. Closing one more. God, just can't get a run today. It's as hideous, if not more hideous than yesterday. Closing flat. I don't know what's going on with this market today. We've just had Google earnings released along with AMD, PayPal and Starbucks. And it's gone into a rotation. Something ain't right. Something's definitely not right with this at the minute. The speed this opened today is just like bleh. Okay, I got triple top going in. I think I'm going to start banking quicker. Just take small chunks. Okay, so market structure is still bearish. We're just not getting any momentum to the downside. We're just literally accumulating at the moment. So it feels like it's building up for a move, but we're still definitely bearish. GU didn't get the memo. Short one. Yeah, you know, the US dollar's just pulling back. Therefore, obviously, pound is pushing. That's all that is. No, it hasn't reached your level yet and bounced with some. Still in accumulation at the minute. Might do, you never know. Selling one. 25. It's low. It's low today. Right, exiting. 1. Just going to hold these highs. Going to see if these highs, so these highs, the last 20 minutes, we haven't managed to crack these highs and we haven't moved down or up or anything. So we're just in a 20-minute accumulation at the minute. Off of sort of medium volume, but no directional bias at all. So I'm just going to get out of this one as well. Just going to see if these highs hold, basically. Now start to tick up. Going flat. It's just going to be a chop day again. Rotation. This is what we did the other day. Was it yesterday? We just basically sat in the 15-minute opening range for most of the day. And then we had the rally in the last hour and a half. So it looks like the same thing today. We're just going to sit rotation. Can trade rotation, but you've got to be in and out quick. Not really conducive to how I trade, so I don't do well on rotational days. Let's have a quick look what Dixie's up to. So Dixie's pulling back at the moment. Hence we're getting a little push on the indices. We haven't quite got up to the 5-minute resistance yet. So we should get another push, which obviously gives us a little bit more of a push down. Maybe starting now. Should we go one short? Should we get really aggressive and go for the full contracts? Nah. Same one. Every time I trade full contracts, I try to scale in to full contracts and I end up getting drastically burnt. We've got crude. Crude, we've had crude, haven't we? No, crude was 330. Was crude? Where are we? Yeah, 330. So we just had crude. Didn't do anything. That might be actually what that bounce was. No, that was crude there. It's not done anything. S&P, US dollar's coming down again. Selling one more. Just watching the S&P movement. Because it seems to be leading the Nasdaq today. No. Oh, it's going to be a flat day, isn't it? I'm just getting ready to exit these if we get a push. We've got dwindling volume, which is normal. We do get dwindling volume through the day, but we haven't actually had a volume spike yet. We've done 40,000 contracts on the open, which is nothing. Mind you, yeah, it's just that the volume's not been consistent, is it? We had a big spike drop. We haven't had this continued volume spike that we typically get. It's just quiet. Eerily quiet. So where are we on the day? So on the day we are still spinning top. Indecision day. Obviously at the top of a range. Top of a trend, that is a bearish candle. Whether it be bullish or bearish in nature, it is a bearish candle. It's an indecision. Indecision usually comes before a reversal. So it is setting up. I really wanted to see a down day today. I do still want to see it. We've got plenty of time left, but I'd really like to see a down day today. If we get a down day today, I'm going to start entering my shorts on my main investment account. I'm just going to go for a 5k risk short. If we can get a down day, I want to see some confirmation of bearish price action before I do that. I'm going to assume that we are going to get this drop and the stock market is going to get destroyed. 50% drop. Anything between 30 to 50% from the bottom of COVID is forecast. So 4,000, 3,500 is what numbers are being bandied around. Short one more. Sorry, short two more. Look at how tight this is. Look. Double bottom. If we're lucky at the minute. So we've got a new low on Renko. So looking for a pullback to my entry, 45.065. Need that level to hold if we're going to continued structure to the downside. We're definitely getting more, way more selling pressure coming in, but just no follow through at the minute. It's just one big accumulation. Okay, just starting to potentially put in new bearish price action. See if we can get these lows broken. We've got 4 minutes left on this candle, new candle. I want to break these lows and get some momentum to the downside. Looking for probably a double bottom exit as it is at the minute. If we can get S&P back down to 45.38. Look to get out down there. I'm not convinced we're going to get any momentum today on the downside, so I'd rather just bank some and wait for a pullback. At least exit half the position down there and then just see what the price action does. Assuming we get down there, we don't just sit here and chop for the next half an hour like we've just done. Aussie dollar CAD short doing good. Yep, moving nicely. Euro US dollar doing well still. Pound US dollar. Nice bearish engulfing going in at the moment. We've got 3 minutes left on that candle. Keep an eye on that one. Come back to that in 3 minutes. I feel like I'm trading an hourly chart, not a 5 minute chart here. This is ridiculous. I'm a full size short at the minute. So if we tick down, I might grab another one because I get the feeling if we do close down here, we may well get a little bit of a push back down to these lows. So it's worth just taking a chance on that move and just bagging a bit more at the lows. So I just feel like I want to get out of the majority of the position at the lows. I don't feel like the market's got enough momentum at the minute to get anywhere. So I'm kind of trying to play a range, a very, very, very tight range for this last half hour. Just get something in the bank. Got 1 minute left. exiting. 2. No, this market's not going anywhere today. We're just accumulating today. No direction. I'm going to wait until I go. Basically, there's no point doing anything today. I'm either going to go flat or this move is going to work. One or the other. So I'm either going to go. I'm going to go hard or I'm going to go home. So we're either going or we're not. I'd rather just take this back to 0 today and walk away because it's not happening today. There's no movement. Or this move is going to kick in. We are going down and I'm just going to maximize on it with 5 contracts. But I'm just getting fed up with sitting here watching this thing. Gone one more short. Hovering on the button, watching S&P, see if S&P breaks this low. One more short. Okay, NAS approaching lows, which is 1425. I've had more fun at the dentist, I really have. We need this 30 level to break and hold, basically. If it doesn't, I think I'm going to call it a day and just bank whatever I've got at the end of this candle. If this candle doesn't break the 30 and hold the 30, I think we're done. There we go. Finally. Okay. Holding lows of the day. Scaling out. How many have I got? 4. Taking 1. I'm just watching Renko just to see if we tick up. Closing 1. It's rejecting these lows again. Two minutes left on the candle. We're trying really hard down here, but doesn't want to do it. We've gone green to red, so we're 0.6 down on the NAS today now. But this is a real struggle to get lower, obviously. So not a convincing down day for me. Don't know. What do you think I should do? I really do think we are going to collapse and the whole world's going to explode. I really want to short this market hard on the daily. and play this pullback drop. A lot of money to be made if that happens. I really, really, really fancy it, but it's totally against everything I ever trade on the S&P. I'm going totally the opposite way to how I normally trade. And it just feels really alien to be short in this. But somehow it feels right. We didn't crack those lows. I'm just going to scale out one more. I'm holding one contract down here. $300. Probably the most difficult $300 I've ever made in futures. But it's $300. We've just put it. Look at these lows. I mean, come on. Low, low, low. S&P, we got divergence on the S&P, look. It's just not working today, is it? Something's out of whack, really out of whack today. Just going to go flat. Right. I can't do this anymore. It's driving me mad. $300. I'm going to take it and walk. I can't trade this anymore. I've been trying to trade this now for an hour and a half, and I've managed to extract $300. It's horrible. It's choppy. If you're not trading tick charts or 1 minute charts, it's just impossible to trade today. Don't you want to wait until it traces back to the 200 SMA? Don't use a 200 SMA. I use the 200 EMA. We're well above it. Well above it. So 72.24 is my moving averages. That's exactly where this zone here. Yeah, this is obviously the 24.72. 24.72 is where we buy. Yeah. Whenever we're in the 24.72, and this goes the other way as well. If you're in a bear market, the 24.72 on the way down. Well, yeah. 24.72. If we're in a trend, these institutional moving averages on the daily will hold price a lot more than it will let it go. Yeah. If we are switching downtrend on the S&P, this is where I'm playing the short. So I'm waiting, and what I want to see today, we've got a lot of time today. Yeah, it's only 4 o'clock in the afternoon. New York's not shut for another 4 or 5 hours. So another 5 hours. This has got every opportunity to sell off. Look at what happened yesterday. Yeah. The last hour and a half. Look what happened. Yeah. This is exactly what we had yesterday in New York. Accumulation. We just went into a horrible... I got chopped around to death yesterday as well. We're having exactly the same thing happening at the moment, aren't we? We're just getting accumulated. And then they pushed the last hour and a half. I said in the Telegram group yesterday, I got back from my spin class and I was like, right, I'm going to have a go at this. I went long. I rode that breakout there. And I said, we quite often get, someone said, we're still stuck within the 15-minute range. I think it was Diarmond said, we're still stuck within the 15-minute range on the S&P. And I said, we quite often will get a rally or a dump. We get a pump or a dump in the last hour. And that's exactly what we got yesterday. So at the moment, today, we're still trying to crack these lows. We haven't cracked these lows. What I'm hoping today is we're going to get the opposite. And we're going to dump back down. Which on the daily will give us that nice bearish move. Doesn't need to go far, but it needs to be a bear candle for me to start thinking, right, the sellers are stepping in at where I'm expecting them to step in. Stop above the high. Half a position. Maybe a quarter. 1,500 quid short. And then if we get a down day confirmation, stick another 25, 50% on with a view to getting out there with the loss. It's either going to loss or it's not. If it isn't, and this is going to be a 50% collapse, I'm holding it. And it's just basically going to be an account where I stick 5 grand in and walk away with half 100k at some point in the next 3 months. It's a long-term, high-risk trade based on a few people that kind of know what they're talking about and have forecast previous bubble crashes. Yeah, and we're in one. We're definitely in one at the minute. The Fed's been printing money like it's going out of fashion. They're in trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars of debt. The economy is stuffed. The cost of living is going up. Inflation is at all-time highs for the last X number of years. And the stock market is coming down on positive earnings. What does that tell you? Something ain't right, is it? And this is the first signs and the deepest crash we've had. Go back in time. Exclude COVID from this, yeah? Occasionally we tap the 200. But we don't tend to tap it as fast as we have. We were up here and we've done that. Yeah, normally we're nowhere near as high when we get the dump. So to me, it just looks like this. This is what I'm expecting. Yeah. Again, exactly what I just said. Yeah. Pullbacks to the 72 and the 24 and dumps. This is 2018 financial crisis. So this is pullback number 1 for a second leg, potentially for a third leg, to somewhere around a 30 to 50% retracement. Don't know. Worth a punt? In my eyes, yeah. But I want to see it start. And I want to see it start here. And it'll be for me, if I get in here, if we do get a down day, and then we push back up again, I'll be scaling into second position. Obviously, that is going to mean I'm going to have less wiggle room to get out of the position with a loss. Because I'm not going to be able to put too many positions on and weather too much drawdown on it. It's literally is a very high risk trade idea, but I don't know. It's just not looking good, is it, at the minute? I mean, this is just stuck. We've got new lows. So we've gone down. We have got more new lows. See, I should have held it. But you can't tell. Based on price action we've just had, possible to tell, isn't it? But so we're back down at Wessham's level. So we haven't bounced from it yet, but we might be putting in a W. You never know. Could happen. So we're looking for new lows at 45.38.75. And then, as I said, what I'm looking for is pull back down to 45.15. But this price action has just been too slow. It's just sod's law, isn't it? When I get out of the position, I've been waiting an hour and a half for the dump. As soon as I exit, we get the dump. It's trading. What can you do? So that's the next level of support. That was the hourly. So we're down at hourly support now. So we see if this holds. If this holds up, obviously, chances are we're going to get a hold and rotate from here. Then who knows what we're doing. But it's just a bit too late in the day for me to start getting involved with this now. Kind of done after an hour and a half, really. So I'll come back to this later. I've got a class at 6:30, so I'll be home at about 7:30. So I'm going to have a look at the market as soon as I get home 7:30, see where we are. And then if we've pulled back later and we're back in an accumulation here, I will probably start looking to build a short position to see if we can get that crack down. So any kind of pullback for the next 2-3 hours back up into here, be another nice shorting opportunity. with a view, obviously, to cracking this level and heading back down 45.15 on the S&P. But, you know, it could just dump today. The amount of times it's done what I thought it was going to do without me, because you just get these choppy, horrible things, which you just witnessed exactly there. Just having to cut my downside every time we're pulling back, just getting out, waiting for that dump. That is how you make your money when you're scalping. Yeah. 1,000 cuts. The one that you get is the one where you earn your money. Yeah. In, out, movement, add again, dump, tick. That's what you're looking for. Just cutting these tiny scalps short with tiny little losses. So often my account starts at zero and you've seen it for the last 2 weeks. You've seen me trading on the CFDs, and in here my account goes negative 400, 500, 600, bang. And it's either back to break even or into profit. I missed that one, unfortunately, today. It just took too long. But that's basically it. That's the mentality that you need to do this on a short-term basis. Scalping, it's hard work mentally, as you just seen. Sitting there for an hour and a half, watching chop, waiting for that move. Just sod's law, missed it. 2 candles. But we're coming straight off this level here. So watch this level. S&P's reacting as well. S&P hasn't actually got a level there, though. There's no support for the S&P until we get down to 45.15. So could have another 2-hour drop down to there. See what happens. But yeah, so I'll be evaluating it later. But I'm not going to trade anymore now today, because it's driven me up the wall this afternoon. And it looks like it's going to do exactly what I was expecting it to do at support, which is going to make me even more cross. And I don't want to get cross. When you get cross, you revenge trade. When you revenge trade, you blow your account. So not doing that. So yeah, I'll leave it there today. But hopefully that was a valuable lesson in patience. How hideously patient you have to be in this job. So yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow morning at 8:30, and I'll say I'm going to have a look at this later when I get back, about 7:30 tonight UK time, which is about an hour and a half or so before the markets start to close, or before the moves start to fizzle out. And I'm going to watch and see if we get another aftermarket move. So as I say, what I'm hoping for is a pullback into accumulation for the next hour or so, and then look for a fade towards the market close. And if we get that, potentially I think that could be the start of that cascade. And then I'll be looking for down days from there on. But we'll see. We will see. Theory. Okay, so watch out for news. CAD, 8 o'clock. If you're in the Aussie dollar CAD trade short, watch out for Macklem at 8. May say something that either bolsters or drops the CAD. Other than that, we've got no overnight news in Asia. We're literally waiting on tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, Asian session, and first half of London will be in accumulation. They're not going to enter any big positions ahead of 2 rate announcements back to back. So whatever movement we get this evening, Asia will probably just reposition, and then we'll sit in accumulation. So I wouldn't expect a lot of movement tomorrow. So if you're in positions on the pound or the euro that are in profit, either protect them or take the profit, basically, because you're either going to get tomorrow a sharp movement in your direction or a sharp movement into drawdown. And what we don't want tomorrow, which is very important with any rate announcements, is an unexpected rate increase. We've had it on the pound 2 rate announcements ago. The pound switched. Yeah. Oh no, it's the last one. Sorry, December last year, wasn't it? We had an unexpected, which is a fundamental shift. It's basically the bank changing its economic standpoint without notification, and that has an economic shift because the market is expecting something to happen which will have an expected outcome. When that outcome is different to what's expected, their financial positions change, and that's when you get a fundamental shift and a very big, strong move, which can last for days and days. And you don't want to get stuck on the wrong side of that going into drawdown. So 0.5 tomorrow, if they come out and say 0.75 or they say actually 0.25, it's going to be big. Europe expected 0. Obviously, Europe have not changed. They've been negative for God knows how long. Just shows they're shot, basically. They're shot. Euro is shot. This is why I've been shorting the euro constantly, because they are not recovering no matter what they can do. Only thing they can do is go negative rates. So if you stick 10 grand in the bank, you'll start losing money on it. That's not going to happen, is it? So nothing I can see coming out positive out of the euro tomorrow. So as far as I'm concerned, business as usual. If we get rates expected as 0, we should be looking for short moves on the pound. If we get rate increase, the fact that the pound has flipped long, I would expect probably a positive move on the pound, but not necessarily a big one, probably a knee jerk and then a pullback. But we'll see. You can never tell what happens with the news, as we saw today. Yeah, we get negative news, US dollar rises. So you don't, whatever it comes out of, that isn't necessarily what's going to happen to the currency. So you can't trade it in that way. Okay, so we're getting the bounce off of support. So if you want to carry on with this, potential short there, also potential bounce back up here. I don't know what's going to happen this afternoon, and I haven't got the patience to sit there and watch it. So good luck if you're going to carry on. Hopefully you'll have teeth left at the end of it, because it is like pulling teeth at the minute. I tried to learn patience, but it took too long. Haha, good one, Diamond. Like it. I tried to learn patience, but it took too long. I'm going to have that tattooed on my tombstone. Right. So I'll leave it there, guys. Anything you need, let me know. Come in the Telegram group. If you like the stream, give us a thumbs up. Tomorrow morning, we'll be back. We'll be looking at the aftermath of the US dollar and see what the US dollar's got up to this afternoon. Hopefully, we get this continuation push, which means we'll get this little bit of a grind down on the indices, which is what I'm looking for. We'll obviously do an analysis of where we are with RSIs in the morning. Still the same at the moment. Still the same. So we are starting all these moves, obviously. So and still no ADR hits today. So horrible, choppy accumulation day. Blech. Can't do a lot in it, can you? All right, guys. Have a good evening. Hopefully you get some more profit out this afternoon. And I will see you tomorrow morning at 8:30. Have a good one.